Optimization presets in Power BI allow you to apply predefined optimization settings that will either reduce the number of queries, keep the default query interaction settings, or allow you to customize the query reduction settings. So the optimization presets are located just to the right of the pause visual queries and currently have three options. First, we have this query reduction option, which is really best suited for direct query connections because it turns off all cross-filtering, cross-highlighting, and it adds an apply button to slicers. Remember that direct query connections need to send all of the queries back to the data source, which isn't stored within memory, and doing this can be time intensive. Up next, we've got our interactivity mode, and this is the default setting in Power BI Desktop, and it's best used when your data model is built using the import mode because it allows for all filtering, highlighting, and real-time changes to slicers and filters within a page or report. And then our last option here allows you to actually customize the exact query reduction settings that you'd like to apply to your report. This option opens up the query reduction options panel from our option and settings menu, which we'll check out now. All right, so from our AdventureWorks report, we're going to head up to the Optimization Presets tab here, and you can see here that we currently are using our interactivity mode. Again, this is that default setting, but let's update this to Query Reduction. And when we click Query Reduction, we get this little menu here. It says your report is optimized for query reduction. The preset turns off cross-highlighting, cross-filtering, and they've added an Apply button to the filter pane so you can apply changes when you're ready. And then it's got this kind of pro tip here. To further reduce queries, insert and apply all slicers button to any page. Again, we'll cover that in just a moment here in a different lecture. So we'll say, all right, got it. That makes sense. And now what you'll notice is, again, that cross-filtering and cross-highlighting has been turned off. Right? So if I were to click on the accessories category here, right, nothing is updating throughout the report. Right? You can see that there's a little icon that kind of spins to indicate that something should be happening, but nothing is actually filtering or highlighting. Same thing happens if I click on the revenue trending line chart. And then if I select something from the matrix visual here, like our 30-ounce water bottle, same deal. Nothing is filtering, we're not cross-highlighting anything. All of that functionality has been turned off. The other piece to call out here is that within the filters pane, right, we've got this apply button here that's been added. And right now it's grayed out because we haven't actually added any sort of filter context to the report. But what if we did this? Let's click out of this matrix visual and let's select our line chart. And let's say we want to apply a filter against total revenue. Let's say our total revenue is greater than $1 million. Once we add in that new filter context, the apply button is illuminated. We can click apply and we can see the updates are actually made here within the report. If we were to clear this out, and then we would have to click apply again to apply those changes to the report. Pretty straightforward here, but that's really the core functionality within that query reduction preset. All right, so this is interactivity mode. And again, like this is the default setting. So the report now updates, filters, highlights, etc. as expected when any sort of interaction is made within the report. All right, we can click on accessories here and you can see that all of our visuals update accordingly based on that selection. Could select an individual data point from our revenue trending chart. And again, we're filtering as well. All right, and now the third option here, this actually lets you customize the different optimization presets that you would like to apply to your report. And what this does is it actually opens up a new window that's located within your options and settings within the report. And so if we scroll down here, you can see that it's a current file setting for query reduction, right? It isn't global. It just applies to this current file. And again, pretty straightforward here. You have an option here to reduce the number of queries that are sent. So again, we can disable cross-highlighting and filtering by default. We can add an apply button to each individual slicer here. Power BI lets us know that this isn't a recommended approach. Instead, they've talked about using an apply all slicers button to each page. And then our last option here is all about filters, right? You've got some more granular control about when and how to apply filters to your report page. All right, so we're going to click OK here. We're going to come back and we're going to make sure that we leave this set to our interactivity mode. And all right, with that, that's your crash course in optimization presets in Power BI.